So we'll get started. Good morning. You're just going to come down onto your backs like we normally start. If you have any props that you want to use for your class, pillows or cushions or a block, you're welcome to have that close by. And just start by laying on your back in a comfortable position. So whatever that looks like for you, it's going to be different for everyone. You can have your legs extended, you can have your feet planted. Just close your eyes for a few moments. And then just starting to tune into the sound of your breath. Taking nice long inhales through your nose. And slow exhales through your nose. And breathing in, letting your belly rise. And exhaling, letting your belly fall. Just creating that rhythm of breath, allowing you to let go of any tension that you're holding on to. Just try to let your muscles relax completely. We'll just take a few more deep breaths before we start to move. And then just slowly you can start to just rock your head side to side here. Just feeling the neck and the shoulders. Good, and then wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. Circle the wrists and your ankles. Just wake yourself up. And I bring the heels together at the back of the mat. Point the toes, reach your arms overhead. Take an inhale, find a full body stretch. And exhale, relax. Good, you're going to keep your arms extended overhead. Now walk both of your heels to the bottom left corner of your mat. You can cross your right ankle on top. And then bring both of your hands to the top left corner. You can hold on to your right wrist. So you're making just a gentle curve shape with the body here. Backs of the shoulders are heavy. The chin comes away from the chest. And just a gentle opening along the right side body here. Just trying to take really deep inhales, expanding. Slow exhales, softening. And we'll be here for about 3 more breaths. Take your time. So at the end of the third breath, you're just going to make your way back through center. So moving carefully and then over into the same shape on the opposite side. Left ankle crosses on top and hold on to the left wrist. Try to feel the spaces between the ribs on your inhale, so you're creating more space there. Softening, relaxing on the exhales. And last 3 cycles of breath here. And at the end of your third breath, Come back through center. We'll take one more full body stretch. Take an inhale, reach, 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 point the toes. And exhale to soften. Step the feet onto the floor and draw your knees in toward your chest. So give yourself a squeeze here. Press into the low back. You can rock yourself side to side. Maybe bring your hands onto your knees and trace really big circles all the way around. Okay, now we'll keep the right knee hugged in. Start to extend your left leg out. Interlace your hands on your shin. And then just start to gently hug that right leg in. So every inhale, you're lengthening your left side. Exhale, right leg squeezes in close. Again, you can layer on a bit more movement here if you like, circling through your right hip, or just sliding the leg back and forth. Okay, now from here, step your right foot onto the mat. Keep your left leg long, and then just allow your right knee to fall open. So right knee falls open, and you can bring that right foot sort of anywhere along the inside of the left leg. If it feels like it's really tight, grab a cushion or a block if you have one, and you can slide it just underneath the right thigh. So you're just giving your leg something to rest on. Shouldn't feel painful or like you're straining here at all. It's just a gentle opening through your right hip. Just taking really deep breaths here. Okay, now draw the belly down. So you want to engage your core, and then bring that right leg up slowly, and you can extend the right leg. Good, we'll pull the left knee in whenever you're ready. Interlace the hands, just heading into the opposite side. And press down through the backs of both of your shoulders. And just gently squeezing the left leg in. And just waking up that left side. And keeping your breath really steady here, really smooth. Okay, maybe a bit more movement. Slide the leg back and forth or trace circles. Have about 4 more breaths. So end of your 4th breath. Just come back through center. Bring that left foot down and allow your knee to open up. So you've been here before. And find that position where you're feeling that gentle stretch in the outside of your left hip. And again, nothing that feels too intense here. And keeping your breath slow. Last 4 cycles. So end of the 4th breath. Knee comes back up, extend the left leg. Both legs are long, just rest here for a moment. Good, so bring the feet onto the floor. You can take your right arm overhead, roll to the right side, and then just start to continue onto your front into a child's pose. So bringing your knees wide, hips to the heels. Just rest the forehead, settle in here. And just try to really feel your back body expanding on the inhales. And press the hips back to your heels on the exhales. And we'll spread the fingers wide, press into your hands, come forward to tabletop. The wrists under shoulders, knees under the hips. On the breath in, belly drops down, lift the chest, lift the gaze, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, press into your hands as you round the spine. Drop the tailbone, drop the head. Good, inhale, lifting up. Stretching across the front of the body here. And exhale, rounding it out, getting into the back body. And do 3 more here, just like that. And so end of the 3rd breath, come back to your neutral spine. On your inhale, sweep your right arm up overhead, reach up. And as you exhale, you're going to weave the right arm underneath the left, bringing your right ear to rest onto the mat, and your left hand walks forward. So the back of your right hand is pressing firmly into the floor. Hips are stacked on top of the knees. So getting into the right shoulder here. And the harder you press down through the back of the right hand, the more of a stretch you're going to find. So just keep that in mind. And we'll be here for about 3 breaths. Good, so end of the 3rd breath, press into the left hand. Come back to a tabletop position, just reset. And then inhale, left hand reaches up. Exhale, weave the arm up. So back of left hand presses down, right hand reaches forward. Hips are stacked on top of knees. Good, slow, steady breaths here. Last 3 cycles. Good. So at the end of the third, press into the right hand, come back through center, back into your tabletop. We're going to stretch out our wrists and our forearms here. So just turn your fingers around so the creases of your wrists are facing the top edge of the mat. You can tuck your toes under here and then just start to lean back just to the point where you feel the stretch in your wrists. Again, nothing that's painful in any way or sharp or pinching. Just that slight bit of tension. You probably won't have to lean back too far to feel this. Try a couple more. And lean forward, unwind the hands. We want to get into our forearms now. So the backs of your hands are going to press into the mat. Your palms are facing up. And you'll probably only have to lean back about 1/2 inch to feel that one. Again, so don't force anything here. Just about 3 or 4 breaths. And then leaning forward, unwind. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see. You're going to tuck all of your toes under and then have a seat back onto your heels. While you're there, you can give your wrists a roll. And we're just getting into the bottoms of the feet here. So make sure your hips are really heavy onto your heels. So your shoulders are stacked on top of your hips. If it becomes too much, you can lean forward a bit to take some weight off. But we definitely want to feel that discomfort in the arches of the feet. We'll be here just for 5 breaths. And keeping the breath smooth. Got a few more. And then at the end of your 5th breath, you're just going to lean forward. You can roll the ankles out. And then maybe really lightly just tap the tops of your feet onto the mat. And then from your tabletop position, step your left foot forward between your hands. So you're setting up in a low lunge. Whenever you're ready, bring your hands to the top of your left thigh. Shoulders are stacked on top of the hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, just lunging here, getting into the front of the right hip. And if that feels like too much, you can always bring your hands down to the mat and work from there. You can have one hand to your thigh, one hand to the mat. Just find what feels good. Good, last few breaths here. And then you're going to bring your hands down to frame that left foot and start to walk your hips back. So you're straightening your left leg. You can keep your hips lifted, or you can sit right back onto your right foot. If that's not comfortable, you can place a cushion underneath your left bum. Then we're just going to come into a hamstring stretch. You can have your left leg straight. You can bend the left knee a bit, and you're just gently folding forward. Okay, you don't have to force this. You're just coming to that first place where you feel some tension. Okay, just a few breaths. And then from there, just going to walk your hands forward, And come back into a tabletop position. You can give the hips a little rock here, side to side. And then the right foot will come forward when you are ready, setting up that same low lunge here. Okay, so hands framing the foot or hands to the right thigh. Breathing in, get taller through the crown of the head. Exhale, lunge. Got about 4 more. And then at the end of your 4th, bring the hands down. And then again, you're bringing the hips back. Option to sit onto your left heel or onto a cushion for your hamstring stretch. You want the right foot to be flexed, so curl those toes back to the face. And then just gently folding till you feel the stretch in the back of your thigh. Just keeping the breath nice and smooth here and fluid. 4 more cycles. At the end of 4th breath, walk the hands forward. This time, you're just going to come into a downward facing dog. Hips are lifted here. You can walk this out, just alternate bending the knees. This nice big stretch for the entire back body here. And let's bring the knees down onto the mat and just start to transition onto your back. So as you come onto your back, your feet will be hip distance apart. Just slide the hips a few inches over to the right side. And if it's available, cross your right thigh on top of left. Let both of your knees drop over to the left side. Shoulders are heavy, and you can take your gaze over to the right. Just do whatever feels good with the arms. You can tee them out or bring them to 90 degrees. Let's try to find the very, very top of your inhale and the very bottom of your exhale. Okay, draw the low belly in, come back through center, unwind the thighs, slide your hips over to the left, left thigh crosses on top, knees come to the right, and if it works for your neck, gaze comes to the left. Just long, smooth cycles of breath here. All right, engage your core and slowly come back through center. Unwind the thighs and just gently hug your knees into your chest. Good, and then bring the feet down onto the floor. Soles of feet come together and let your knees fall open. You can bring your arms wherever they feel best, onto your stomach, out to the sides, up overhead. Just try to let your thighs and your hips and your knees become really heavy here. So you're not pushing or pressing, but you're just sort of letting gravity take over. And you can stay here or just start to extend your legs out long. Arms alongside, turn your palms up to face the ceiling. So just the way that we started this morning. Close your eyes and just find a few easy cycles of breath here. So as always, when you get up from your mat this morning, just try to move really slowly and carefully. Take your time. Thank you for hopping on today. I will be back next week. My cat's trying to get out Tuesday at 8 a.m. And have a wonderful day and enjoy the sun.
Thank you, Anne.
You're welcome, Marilyn. Thanks for coming.
Just me this morning, I guess.
Yeah, that's okay.
I love the classes. They
Oh, thank
really
you.
Invigorate me in the morning. Thank you again, and have a
Yeah,
great
of course.
week.
I'll see you next week.
I hope so.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.